Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Sarah, but you can call me Cece. And today I'm doing a very special and requested video about my little bunny, Prince Louis, who's right here. Come say hi, Louis. Come say hi. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. My little bunny, Prince Louis, is all over my Instagram. He actually has a personal account as well. He has his own Instagram because duh, Prince Louis. And I just post him all over the place because I am obsessed with him. And he is my baby and he literally just ran away. Today, I will be doing a very special and requested video about him. And it's just a little introduction to introduce you to my bunny. Is that good, Louis? Am I talking well? Today's video is just a little Q&A about Louis, and there will be more, but I just wanted to introduce him to you guys because I want you to know him better. So the question I get asked a lot is, how old is my bunny? So Louis is actually going to turn 11 months in a couple of weeks. It's next week. Louis, you're gonna be 11. Louis is actually gonna turn 11-month-old next week, and he will be 1 year old in October, which makes him a cute little Libra. However, I did check his chart and he has his moon in the beautiful Leo, which is my sign. And he also has his Mars in Aries, and that makes him very fiery and he's very sassy. And he could be a little bit aggressive. That he nips, okay, but like he's just a little up there and he's very extra and he's just very wild. But we'll get into that later. So the next question, everyone always asks me this, is why did you name him Prince Louis? So I have a very big liaison, shall I say, or a love for everything royal. And so Prince Louis actually came from two sources. So the first is the actual Prince Louis from Gossip Girl. I'm just obsessed with him. And also from King Louis XIV, which is the Sun King. And that's why he is named Louis. Not Louis, it's French, so Louis. That's where his name comes from, because he is royalty. So I get asked this question also a lot, is does he have a cage? And absolutely not. Louis is 100% free roamed. I believe that every animal should live a cage-free life and they should not be locked up. We do it with dogs, we do it with cats. Why wouldn't we do it with bunnies? And so there's this stigma around bunnies that they should be lived in cages simply because they poop a lot or they chew a lot, the wood and everything. But really all they require is to be potty trained and litter trained, literally like a cat, and it's very possible. And also for you to bunny proof the house. It's exactly the same process as when you baby proof, just bunny proof your house. So he wouldn't chew on certain things like wood, carpet. It depends on the fabric. If it's made of woven material, he would love to chew on that. It's all about taking the right appropriate measures, and that way you will be able to have a cage-free bunny who lives very happily for a very long time. The other thing is, when I got him, so here's a funny story. When I got him, he was already so sassy, so I enclosed him. Okay, and I got him when he was like a little baby. Like he was like literally this small. I can hold him in one hand. And he hated to be enclosed. Like he would just like tap on the wall. He did not like it and he wanted to get out. And he was like, you better get me out, girl. And so after 3 days, I was like, okay, this is not a way to live. And also I was living in a little studio, so it's like, I don't have much space for him, let alone me. So what I decided to do was let him free roam in the morning, and at night I would enclose him simply because he wasn't litter trained yet. So every bunny is different. My bunny is just very wild and out there, and he has a big personality. But a lot of bunnies, and most bunnies, are, you know, pretty timid and quiet at first, and you know, as soon as they get more comfortable around you, that's when they really show their personalities. But a lot of them are like, will listen to you and just be like in their little corner, and you know, if you put the enclosure in, they're just gonna listen to you. This little guy is very sassy, so he ain't having it. So that brings me to my next question is, where does he go at night? So Louis is 100% free roamed, and therefore my entire apartment is his house. So I just let him free roam in the living room. That's where he has his house, his little box, his food bowl, everything. Back when I used to live in my studio last year, I would literally just like let him free roam around the living room. However, I had to like protect my own bedroom space just because he tends to hop at night. So bunnies are actually crepusculars. They're not like owls where they will stay up all night and not sleep. However, there are certain times around the night where they will stay up, and it's usually around 2 in the morning. That's when they will get up. They're used to being like this. They're used to having that prey instinct simply because their ancestors, which is the wild rabbit, that's what they used to do, not sleep at night, just to be aware of predators coming in. And they would break up their 8-hour sleep in between the morning. So here's a really good question is, does he poop everywhere? And he doesn't, because he is litter trained. I'm Betty. Yes, you are. So Louis is actually potty trained exactly like a cat. And the way that I did it, he was actually really quick to learn, and he was really easy to teach. After about a week and a half of getting him, I just taught him how to do it. So I actually Googled how to do it, and I will credit Lennon the bunny. Lorelai, she was so helpful and managed this situation because I did not know anything. And prior to getting a bunny, I knew that like I had to do my research. Once I did my research and I knew how to do it, I can actually make another video about this because it is a whole process, but it shouldn't take you long. It really just depends on your bunny. Thank God that my bunny, you know, gets it really fast. But yeah, it didn't take him long, like a week and a half. He was like perfection. How is he so comfortable with me? That I get asked a lot. He's actually a very, very loving guy. And he's really social. He loves to play around. So the reason why Louis is so comfortable with me is because I bonded with him for many, many months, and to the point where now he is super, super comfortable with me. How I did it was, honestly, you guys, it just takes time. Just like with any animal, even a dog wouldn't fully trust you immediately if he doesn't know you, right? And so you need to build that bond with them so they see you as family. They see you as a mother or a father figure. That's how they usually see you, because you're taking care of them, you're feeding them, you're giving them love. And thank God for me, I got him through a pandemic and where everybody worked from home, right? So we're still actually working from home. For me, it was really easy because all I did was give him so much love. Like, I spent all day with him. I was just bonding with him. And the way to bond with rabbits is actually very different from any other animal. He is a prey animal. You really need to let him come to you and not the other way around, because they will see you as this giant figure and they're gonna be like, oh my God, danger. So you need to like get on their level. You need to let them come and sniff you around just so they start like knowing your smell. And that's like, before you even pet them, you have to like build that trust first. So Louis was really easy. After 3 days, he started like eating from my hand and we started bonding. And I would say it took about 2 months maybe before he started fully trusting me. So now I can pick him up and he doesn't mind being picked up. So he's like, unlike every other bunny, it's very rare that you find a bunny like that. Usually rabbits hate being picked up because they feel like they are gonna get eaten by the freaking falcon. So that's why they don't like getting picked up. They prefer being on the ground. They are comfortable there. He likes to be picked up and he always gives me kisses. I have so many videos of that, of him like just me picking him up and him giving me kisses, because he loves doing that to me. And it's just a beautiful thing, but it took a while before he was okay with being picked up. I would say it took maybe like a good 5 to 6 months before he was okay with it. Like, he used to hate it, but I made him like it. So is he neutered? Yes, he is. So unfortunately for me, I had to live through his sexual phase, his heat phase. It was honestly a disaster. It was so I'm not going to lie, it was so difficult for me because I was so annoyed. All day I was so annoyed because all he would want is to hump my leg and my slippers. And I'm not gonna say what he started doing because you get the image and you get the details, but it was just annoying. Imagine living through this like 24/7. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get him neutered. Got him neutered. He actually recovered really fast because he is a male. So if you had a female bunny and you would spay her, it does take a little longer, I believe, for female rabbits to recover. It takes maybe a week or two, simply because the procedure is deeper than for a male. We was fine after 2-3 days, and yeah, that's all. The question I get asked a lot is, why did you get a bunny? So I've actually always wanted a bunny and a dog. I don't have a dog yet, simply because I'm still in an apartment. So I did just upgrade and move into a new 1-bedroom apartment. However, I don't have a balcony. I don't have a lot of space to roam around. And the fact that like he's a bunny, I would be scared to just leave the dog with him. So they would need to bond. But I got a bunny because I've always wanted a bunny. It's been a couple of years that I've wanted, but I really made the decision as soon as I moved out, which was last year. Bunny for me is like, it's honestly like the best pet next to a dog. It really is. Sorry, I'm not a cat person. I will proudly say that, and I'm not ashamed, and I said what I said. But bunnies are loving, beautiful animals, and they just are so social, and they're so gentle, and they're loving, and they're honestly the best pet to have because they don't even make sound. Okay, so he doesn't talk, nothing, so you would never ever hear him, which you got to be careful on that, especially if you go certain places. Like, just make sure you don't lock him out, because that happened a lot with him. Actually happened yesterday, where I locked him out in the bathroom, and I didn't know he was here because I don't see him, I don't hear him, and I'm just looking around in the living room like, Louis, where are you? Where are you? And then I go in the bathroom and I'm like, Louis, really? Just have to be careful. But yeah, that's why I got a bunny, because I've always wanted one. That brings me to my next question is, will you get another bunny? Absolutely, positively no. I will never get another bunny. Call me selfish, call me self-centered, I do not care. But this little guy is so self-centered. He likes attention all to himself, and I don't mind giving it to him. I don't want another bunny because I don't want to share him with someone else. I don't. Wanting to get a dog, that's different, because that's another breed. And so for me, I just don't want to share him with anyone else. Sorry, not sorry. I want to give all my love to my first child. He's my baby. He's the love of my life. And that's how I want it for many, many years. My next question is actually a pretty, I feel like, controversial question that people, not just with bunnies, but people get this question a lot with also dogs and cats, is, would you adopt or shop? And did you adopt or did you buy your bunny? I unfortunately have to say that I did buy Louis, simply because of the fact that I thought that, oh, if I don't go to a pet store and I go to a farm, then I'm helping because the pet store is bad. Well, newsflash, the pet store get their bunnies from the farm. So little me did not know this, and so I did get him from a breeder. It was actually pretty far away place. It was like in the farm, in the field somewhere, Quebec, I don't even know, but like I don't even remember the name of the place. But he actually was a purchase that was made like instantly, because I didn't think about even getting a lionhead. I thought about getting just a dwarf bunny. So Louis is actually a dwarf lionhead, so he is a mix of a dwarf, which is the smallest rabbit breed, and he is a mix of a lionhead. A lionhead is, that the name says it all, they look like a lion. So it's super fitting for me because I'm Leo, so for me a lion is like not just my spirit animal, it's just the animal that I love. The fact that I got a miniature lion that pretty much kind of acts like him, because he's very out there, is just fabulous. However, if I will say, if you ask me, will I do it again? And never ever again. Even when I get a dog, I would never shop, I would never buy from a breeder, simply because there is a lot of bad stigma around breeders, and if they come from like a place that you deem safe, it cannot be, because germs get transmitted super easily, especially around bunnies, simply because, like I said before, they are used to being that breed that they would be put into cages, bacteria, infections get transmitted, and he actually caught an early bacteria called snuffles, and so I did treat him, but it's like it can't go away forever, I believe. I did maintain it, but I am looking into making it go away in a natural way. However, that is something that you have to consider when you do get him from a breeder, and that's why I do not recommend getting a rabbit from a breeder. It's best that you adopt. And there's also so many bunnies that like get sent away, they get put actually out on the street because people think that like they will survive in the wild, but they're not. They are domestic rabbits. Rabbits are extremely different. So a wild rabbit is actually like really skinny, they're gray, and they're not the same as a domestic rabbit. They act different, and they're used to being in the wild. And wild rabbits don't actually survive for many years because they are prey animals. So all their lives, they are in survival mode. If you leave a domestic rabbit out there, he will not know how to fend for himself. Like, he's gonna be like, where's my organic veggies? Where's my litter box? Ew, I don't wanna pee there. Where is mommy? Excuse me, it's feeding time. Where are you? It's gonna be like super bougie, but you cannot leave a bunny out there. It's just wrong to leave an animal out there. It's best to give them to a shelter. But the reason why it's best to adopt is because of this reason. A lot of people get rabbits simply because they think it's a cute little animal and they're not high maintenance, which is totally false. Rabbits are super high maintenance. I would say they're way more high maintenance than a cat, and they're actually, I'm gonna say, a little more above than a dog, even though a dog is high maintenance too. But rabbits is not an easy pet to take care of. You really have to dedicate your time, your patience, your love to them, because they really need it. And so when you adopt, you are helping a rabbit that was left out by someone who did not know how to take care of them. And that is the problem that we have right now. So many rabbits are left out in shelters, and it's because people think that they are starter pets, that they can just, you know, oh, let me start off with getting a rabbit because that would be nice to have. No, don't get a rabbit, don't get any pet if you won't know how to take care of them properly, because it's just wrong to do. So the best tips that I can give you guys, if you are planning to get a bunny, the first thing is to think about adopting a bunny from shelters. There are so many around in your area, I'm sure. I know in Montreal there's a lot of shelters. In the States there's a lot of shelters. There's always a lot of shelters for rabbits. There's always a lot of adoption centers. There's also people who privately, like, they do this in their homes, that they get rabbits and they adopt them. Or that they do this for dogs and they do this for cats. I think they also do this for rabbits as well. That would be a great tip for you guys to do, and also to do your research. Please do your research before you even think about getting a bunny, because a bunny is high maintenance, like I said. It is not an easy pet to take care of. You really need to dedicate yourself almost 24/7 to them and to their needs. They have to come above you. A pet is basically like your child. You have to take care of them, and you have to love them unconditionally, and you have to always give and show that love, because the best thing that they will ever do is give you that love back. And when they give back, it's like times 10. And when you know that you have their trust and their love, it is the best feeling in the world. That's all for today's video. I hope that helped you guys. I hope that you had a little bit of an introduction about who my Prince Louis is, and I cannot wait to see you in another video. Bye!